Yeah, I mean, it's something I'm going to tell you something, and it's going to be weird, but you'll be hearing a lot about it soon. So when I grew up, in the town where I grew up was Pineville, Louisiana, and I actually learned how to play the piano. My music career started in my great grandfather's house. It was a two-story house with a library and everything. This guy had built this house in the 1800s, so that was unheard of as a black man having that type of house. That's the most first thing. Second thing is I was at that house, and I remember I was 6 years old, and my great grandfather's sisters lived at that house, and they had called me and my mom and my dad into the living room where they were, and they showed us this piece of paper. It was a blueprint of an airplane. So we were told that my great grandfather actually invented the airplane. So I grew up telling this story, going through schools like, yeah, my great grandfather built the airplane. And people are like, man, fuck off. You on crack or something. Something wrong with you, dude. So, years passed. As an adult, I had a few conversations about it, and I just stopped talking about it. They did a news, it was like a little news column they did on my great grandfather in June of this year. And it was talking about how he was the first inventor of the airplane. But what I discovered in this segment that they had on him that I didn't know, that's causing me to pursue this now even further, is that he actually was the first person to hold a patent on the airplane in the world. He had a patent on the airplane in May of 1906 is when he got it, but he had applied for it like in 1903, and they granted him the patent. So he had the patent before the Wright brothers had it. So now I'm in the midst of trying to get the history books corrected, get different accolades that he deserved to have done, and we're working on a documentary, and I'm eventually get ready to do a movie on him. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, you know what I mean. But we have all the proof and everything now, so I'm gathering information and different things like that. I actually have a phone conference with some producers from Showtime today, and this is going to be something that I'm going to be working on. Just imagine, now all these years now I could be recognized as, hey, this is Mr. Lee Platinum producer, heir descended from Joseph F. Page, the first inventor of the original inventor of the airplane. And if you go back and you look at if you Google back and you Google the Wright brothers, I look at it and it says they were credited as the first inventors of the airplane. They didn't say they are the original inventors of the airplane, and I understand why, because the patent that he has on the airplane is, you can look it up online, and it clearly says he had his patent was granted to him in May. The Wright brothers was granted in April. And to take it even a step further, when he was the first person to go airborne with the airplane. He actually sent his airplane out to Louisiana Purchase to show it off to people over there at that festival that they used to have. And the Louisiana Purchase at that time was in Cleveland, Ohio. His airplane was apprehended and they tore it apart. The Wright brothers are from St. Louis, Missouri. So when you look at all the dynamics, they're just like, okay. So, it's just a lot of different things that are transpiring in this. Restitution may be involved in it now and all kind of stuff, but it's like Louisiana's really the home of the original inventor of the airplane and the helicopter. There's another guy that stayed 20 minutes from my great grandfather that actually invented the helicopter. So it's all of that stuff. I'm actually going to do his story too. But right now, I'm collecting all the info from all of my family members and stuff right now, so that we can tell the story in the way that it needs to be told. And yeah, ironically enough, my music career started in his house. At that point, man, they're not the original inventors of it. That's a fact. Crazy thing about it, the story is told that he got inspired to build an airplane looking at a mosquito hawk. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a big mosquito, and it has these big, long, wide wings. And it's small, it has a small like tail. So it looks just like the old airplanes. That's how they're built. So when you hear this story and you look at the Wright brothers airplane, you look at my great grandfather's airplane, it was he called it an airship. So it had like a ship type body to it, but it had wings. and he had some type of mechanical things on it that made the wings kind of flap a little bit, that made the airplane get off the ground. So he, you know, I mean, he actually did the lead work that stemmed into the Wright brothers creating their glider and their motorized airplane eventually and all of that stuff. So he definitely did the groundwork that started the whole thing.